Good morning, everybody. How we doing? All right, so I'm going to introduce my friend Jim Sochi and tell you a little bit about his background and then get him rolling. So Jim is obviously a Lehigh Valley businessman. He's the president of this company, Artistic Toy Manufacturing. They manufacture stuffed plush toys for corporate promotions, and if you haven't already taken a tour, I encourage you to look around because this facility is amazing, and the kind of product that they produce is incredible, and just the vastness of it is pretty amazing. So Jim is an active member of Promotional Products Association International, who I'm with, and he's through us, he's earned his Certified Advertising Specialist certification. He also serves as treasurer for the Regional Trade Association, PAPA, which is the Philadelphia Area Promotional Products Association. He speaks regularly on topics like branding, product safety, and the value of promotional products, and I want to add to that and say he passionately speaks about these things, and he's been an advocate for product safety and corporate responsibility for this industry, and he speaks to people in DC and travels around and encourages people to better understand this industry for those of us inside the industry and for those that are not. Today, Jim's presentation is about reaching the next generation, people like me, in communications. The presentation is Mastering Face-to-Face Networking, so I want everybody to welcome my friend Jim Sochi.
Thank you, Seth.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Wow, it's awesome to see so many people here. I was thinking last night, I'm like, there's going to be about 8 people here. It's going to be all the students that are required to be here. That's what I'm going to probably end up seeing. But to see all these faces here this early at 8:30 in the morning is really, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Presentation this morning, Mastering Face-to-Face Business Networking. How would you like to take your life to the next level? That's the question I want to ask you. I want to ask you, how would you like to take your business to the next level?
Have a lot more said.
And to our students, how would you like to take those college admissions to the next level? Or just, maybe there's some friends here. You want to take your friendships to the next level. Well, if the answer to that question is yes, yes, and yes, then follow me. So we're going to go on a journey. We're going to go on a journey to master face-to-face business networking. The good news is, there's only 5 stops on this journey. Can you guys stay with me for 5 stops? I'm going to go through them really quick. My goal is to make this an experiential type of learning environment. Has anyone ever experienced experiential learning? Show of hands. Show of hands? Maybe, not sure. Well, what's really neat, face-to-face business networking is completely experiential, right? Because, let's face it, your body is speaking more than sometimes our words. Our eye contact, how we walk into the room, things of that nature. It's experiential. I want to make an experience for you. We have a huge opportunity. This event, I stole the hashtag from Seth. And we put it on our bears here. Hashtag next generation. All right. My goal and vision is to take the next generation, the millennials. We got millennials here. We got baby boomers here. I think maybe a couple up front.
I'm a millennial.
Millennial? Generation, we got generation, I believe I'm generation X. Would that be right, Seth? And was Y after X?
That's millennial.
That's millennial. Okay. So goal has been accomplished in that we've got multiple generations here. Now the problem is, or now the challenge is, we have to get these generations communicating, networking. So I hope you guys came to experience it and be a part of it. I'm going to challenge some of you. Hopefully I don't embarrass some of you, but maybe I hope I do embarrass you a little bit. Sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zones to really experience our lives at the next level. let's go into my slides. Welcome. Spark. This is a Spark. There's a lot of smart people out there, really intelligent, that have not mastered face-to-face business networking. Do you know any of them? That they could memorize photographic memories, but they can't have a conversation with you, right? What my research has found is that your ability to master these in-person communications is directly proportionate to your success. Now, success is a general term. It could be financial. It could be in financial terms. It could be just in the quality of the relationships that you have with friends. But there is this direct correlation. So my goal is to take you again on this journey, 5 stops. I'm going to go through them real quick with you right now. And I've got techniques to help you remember them. Because there's no sense in me just standing up here for an hour and going through things that, when is this guy going to stop? I don't remember this stuff. All right, so the first thing you got to know, the first stop on our journey to mastering face-to-face business networking is the greeting. Can you guys remember that? Millennials, the greeting. Dynamic. A dynamic greeting is the first stop on our journey. The next stop on our journey, curiosity. You need genuine curiosity about people. The third stop on our journey, I call it qualify. You need strength. You need strength of purpose in who you are and what you're looking for. And you get to qualify others, and you get quality out of your networking experiences. Fourth stop on our journey, I was already going to the last. Open helping hands on your journey to master face-to-face business networking. Then last but not least, I call this delivery with a smile. All right, you guys ready to practice this? Yes. All right. We're going to get to that. We're going to get into some in-depth practice because we've got some time. I've just given you the whole presentation, so the good news is, for those of you that came in late, we're going to go through it again. For those of you that are here, remember this is about mastery. Mastery is, repetition. Repetition being the mother of skill. Everybody will leave here as masters. Does anybody know how much time you would need to invest to become a master at something? Has anybody? 10,000 hours. Wow, 10,000 hours. Woo! We only got less than an hour here. How are we going to do this? Well, I'm actually going to prove to you that you don't need 10,000 hours to be a master of business networking. Actually, some of you already are masters of business networking or face-to-face networking. I'm going to give you some examples of people that I know that are masters at business networking or face-to-face business networking. And that's I got my props up here. I'm going to first start with my flag football team that I coach. Quick story. My son, Max, 6 years old, best quarterback in the league. I'm biased. First practice, I'm all excited, and we're done with practice, and we go home that night, and I say, "Hey, Max," I said, "what was the best part of practice?" He's like, "Well, it was when we were playing monkey in the middle." I'm like, "We didn't play monkey in the middle. What are you talking about?" And then I remembered, after practice, I'm cleaning up all the gear, and I walk out, and him and they were in this, they were in this indoor auditorium, and they were in this area outside of that, where him and his buddy was like, Braden was like, "Hey, throw me the ball, Max." So, throws you the ball. "Hey, I'm over here, throw it to me. Hey, I'm over here." Before you know it, there's 9 kids from 4 years old to 10 years old out in the lobby throwing a ball. "Hey, look at me." And they're just having fun. They're just having fun, getting to know each other. I determined at that point, he's a master at face-to-face networking. He just went and he had fun. And, I mean, those kids he was playing with, they weren't on his team. He didn't know them. But he was able to take the ball, throw it, and have some fun, and meet some new people. It can be that easy. I believe, did you ever hear that saying, once you've graduated kindergarten, you've learned about everything you need to know in life. Has anyone heard that quote? It's a book. I think there's some truth to that. As we get older, sometimes we think we know more. Maybe we know more stuff. But those just basic communications on how we relate to people, we learned it when we were in kindergarten or first grade. There's some mastery that we already have inside of us that we can take advantage of. So I want to caution you that some of this stuff I'm going to teach you or talk about, you already know. But hey, the real masters, the true masters, they're always what? Honing their skills. There's always that one piece of information. They're like, oh, that's a distinction I hadn't thought about. Or that's something I knew and I forgot. That's where I'm hoping and I'm thinking all of us can benefit from that today. So I want this to be a spark for you. I don't want anyone to fall asleep. So we're going to keep this live. And let's face it, if you make a good connection in your life, man, that can change the whole direction of your future. Just one spark. I want you guys to know that when we think of networking, like you might think, oh, this is an event. This is networking. But networking is happening. You don't need 40, 50, 100 people at an event to network. Your networking is happening all around you. In your classrooms are networking opportunities. At the grocery store, it's a networking opportunity. At church is another networking opportunity. It's all around. Anybody have a birthday party this weekend? Is a networking opportunity. They are everywhere. But let's face it, we don't all think of them as networking opportunities, but they're there. They're there for us to master. And the sparks, family reunion. Family reunion. Quick story. Over there in our little NPR room where you guys' breakfast is, there's a video playing. And I am sitting there getting interviewed by State Representative Justin Simmons. About a 12-minute video. He has a whole 2 professional camera crews come in, interviews me, talks about our company, all those sort of great things. You know how that happened? Family reunion. Family reunion. And this is on my wife's side. It's not even really someone I know. It would be like extended family. He starts talking about his business. We start talking about things. He says, oh, you're in Justin Simmons' district. You should go sit down with him. I'm like, why? He said, trust me, just go sit with them. Just go meet with them. I did. No intention. I come, he's like, I want to help support businesses. I want to know what you do. I do this legislative report on a quarterly basis. Would you mind if I came out and interviewed you and took a tour of your place? Okay. What could be the harm? But it was from that network, and I wasn't thinking about I'm going to the family reunion and I'm going to network with somebody. But it's building those relationships everywhere you go that's going to help you master becoming a face-to-face networker. And those, like I said, I just remind you, these opportunities are everywhere for you. And I don't know, I can't really put a value on a 12-minute video. Well, I guess I can because I'm paying these guys. But what it's going to do for your business or for your personal life to really, not think of that next family birthday party or reunion that you're going to as, oh, Junior's turning 10. Oh, we got a confirmation party this weekend. I know, I feel the same way. And let's face it, I feel the same way sometimes about industry networking events that I go to. I think, do I really want to go? Do I have to go? That mindset. You want to get yourself emotionally ready to take yourself and your business and your life to the next level. So we're going to go through some more things here. I want to say your future depends on it. The height of your success is related, highly correlated to your ability to master face-to-face, in-person networking. So I always like, definitions of things, and I like to think like, okay, Artistic Toy is in this marketing industry, Promotional Products Association International. We got some marketing students here, one from, I think, Shippensburg University. We got some young high school students maybe haven't declared exactly what area that they want to study. But I want you to remember, and I want you to think about this, and it took me a while to remember this or kind of bring this together, that face-to-face networking is actually a form of marketing. All right? And if you really dig deeper into it, it is rooted in the best form of marketing known to man since the beginning of time. It is known as word-of-mouth marketing. Word-of-mouth marketing goes back all the way to the beginning of time, and this is where you have a certain problem, we're talking about it. Oh, you need to talk to my friend over here, Kurt, he's got exactly what you need. What's so valuable, and sometimes we don't realize this, what's so valuable about this marketing is that it has what advertisers pay just millions and millions of dollars and thousands of hours to get. And it's hard to get on a billboard. It's hard to get in an email. It's trust and credibility. When I say, you need to talk to my buddy Kurt if you want to get some printed promotional products, you're going to do it. You're not going to ask me why. Well, you might, but if you have the need, you're going to go see the person I recommended to you because you trust me. We have a relationship. There's credibility. You're going to follow what I say, and then you're going to kick my butt if it doesn't work out, and then you're going to bash Kurt if he doesn't do a good job. That's word of mouth marketing. If you don't have a good experience with somebody or something, most people aren't going to hold back. That is extremely valuable. So remember that. It works both ways. We're all on stage here to deliver, and it makes a huge impact. So, word of mouth marketing. This is, in a sense, our face-to-face business networking. So, again, I like definitions. I like to define things. Networking, you see that big word, networking. We're just going to look at the net on the one side, and we got work on the other, right? Networking. So, what is a net? You guys have all seen nets before. That's a fisherman's net. You're casting this big net, right? Hoping to catch as many fish as you can. The master of business networking is not trying to throw this big net. That's not what I'm talking to you about today. The net are all your intersections. All your intersections of people and contacts. That's where you're building your net. You recognizing that when I'm over here at the birthday party, I've got lots of intersections that I'm making. All right. When I'm over here in my classroom, I've got lots of intersections happening. Part of it is just realizing that you have these intersections and they're part of a net that you're building. Whether you decide to work it or not, that's up to you. But there is some work in networking. Good news, there's only 5 levels. I call it levels of business networking or face-to-face networking. I say this because our goal isn't this big net we're going to throw out over all the people in this room, and I'm going to be like, they're all going to be in my network now. I'm not running around to grab every single one of your business cards and put it in my database. No, that's not the goal. What I wanted for you to become a master, I want you to understand there's the stages that we want to go through with people. It starts somewhere, maybe more of it may look more like a pyramid. Let's face it, I think it was Bill Cosby that said, You know, I don't know Bill Cosby said, I don't know the key to success, but I do know the key to failure is trying to make everyone else happy. You're trying to make everyone happy. You're trying to please everyone. Has anyone heard that quote from Bill Cosby? He may not be as a good spokesman as he used to be, but I think there's a lot of truth to that. Trying to please everybody. And remember, you're not for everyone. And that should not discourage you. Do not get discouraged by that fact. And at a networking event, you might show up at the wrong event. You may be like, what am I doing here? That could happen as well. But remember, let's recognize these levels that we should go through to make ourselves the masters of business networking. The first is our greeting. And like I said, you guys remember the pose? The dynamic greeting? Good. All right, so in our dynamic greeting, what are we looking for? Maybe some of you can't read the statement up there, but I'll read it to you. It says, make sure all your language is sweet. Underline language. Language, the first language we need to master is body language. Body language says so much about you. It says more about you than most of the things that are going to come out of your mouth with people. So, what does our greeting look like? What is our language? What's our body language need to look like? And I'm going to go through some really basic things, and I hope I'm not insulting any of you, especially, the baby boomers or the Generation X, because, many of you have 10,000 hours in on this deal, so I don't want to insult anyone, but I want to make sure that we have clarity. Eye contact. So that first greeting. Let's see. This young man over here. Would you please come here? Yeah. I told you I was going to make this experiential and embarrassing.
Trouble.
How you doing? How do I say your name?
Dionis.
Dionis, welcome. Face the camera. Dionis, you're from Liberty High School.
Yeah.
All right, good. So, Dionis, we're going to work on our greeting. We're going to analyze it. He walked up here, confident, right? Shoulders up, looking up, chin up, right? Makes you feel good. He made contact. He made eye contact with me. We shook hands, right? Great handshake. I want to tell you why. This is really important because you're going to meet people not like Dionis. All right? They're going to give you the limp wrist. That is not good. Please don't do that. Please. That is, it just makes me creepy. All right? There are all kinds of really bad handshakes. Don't give bad handshakes. I like to say it's like, my father taught me like a really good handshake, and I think, it's my job to teach others that because not everyone has that instruction. But I want you guys to think, like, you want to meet right here. Like, you want this part of your hand and this part of your hand there. All right. Now, you don't try to break his hand, okay? That's not a good idea either. And I think it's the eye contact. Now, don't hold it too long because that's really uncomfortable too. All right? I just want to make sure. Give me that. Again, this may sound very, very basic, but I want to go through that. Now, another famous person that's written a few books. Do you want to sit down? No, you're really a good example. You have to stay for one more minute. Dale Carnegie wrote a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Bestseller. I think maybe most every salesperson and marketing person has probably read it. He's got a couple of great principles. One of his principles or statements says that the sweetest sound in any language is the sound of a person's own name. So, Dionis, did I say that correct?
Yeah.
That's important. How do you remember someone's name? There are actually memory techniques to do this. and I'm going to share a couple with you. Now, Dionys, I could see it. That helped me. But I could ask, Dionys, I'm not familiar with that name. I've never heard that name before, as a matter of fact. How do you spell that?
D-I-O-N-Y-S.
No, you should know that. No, but this works too. Like even with common, like especially on an uncommon name, that's sometimes helpful to do. Oh, Dionys, is that with an S? Or you might say, pick something out like, is that well, you said your last name correct. Is that Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now I'm associating right now Dionys, okay, Spanish. All right. All these types of things are helping me remember who Dionys is. Now, you may have someone whose name is Mark. So you could say, is that Mark with a C or Mark with a K? Is that Carey with a C, K, I, E, Y? There's so many different variations of common names, but as you take the time to emphasize their name, you're going to improve your ability to remember their name. So it's not always that easy, though. It's not always that easy. So I recommend, another tip for you is when you're speaking with this person and as you're moving through the greeting and going to the curiosity, I want you to use the person's name, Dionys, Dionys, Dionys. Use it several times in that initial conversation with them, and there's a better chance you're going to remember Dionys. Now everyone knows you now, Dionys, because I've said it 6 times. Thank you. Let's hear it for Dionys. So now that everyone knows that body language is important, we talked about the handshake, the eye contact, the posture, walking through. Everyone's language is perfectly sweet because we remembered their names. Now we can move on. We can move on to curiosity. My statement here is have good form and hold your final judgment beyond the first 7 seconds. All right. I love the phrase about people don't really care how much you know and who you know until they know how much you care about them and they have a feeling that you know who they are. The way you get there to generate those feelings about people is genuine curiosity. Genuine curiosity. Now, this is hard, I think, for a lot of people. It's particularly hard for me because I'm more of a type A personality. Get it done, move on, let's go. My wife would say I'm maybe just a smidge selfish, okay? But that's kind of who I am. I'm not saying we need to change who we are to be a good master at business networking, but we have to realize we have to be able to take the focus off of us for at least a couple of minutes, what did I say, longer than 7 seconds, to be able to start building that relationship. So, let's have another volunteer. Someone over here from the baby boom section.
You want me to come up?
Come on, Scott. I know Scott. All right, good. So Scott and I, we already know each other. So we're going to pass over the greeting stage. Now we are going to go into curiosity. There's a few things I don't know about Scott that I'm going to soon know about. If you ever got into a situation or you're in the networking, you're in this environment, and you're like, I just don't know what to say. I'm here, but I'm like, I don't care. Like whatever it is, like, where do I go? Like, I want to be genuinely curious. I just don't know what to ask. All right, so remember, good form. Form is an acronym. F, we're going to ask Scott questions about his family. Most everyone has a family that I know. All right? Next, we're going to ask him about his O, occupation. A lot of people have occupations. Most people have occupations. Even if they're unemployed, they have an occupation they're seeking. all right? Or even if you're a student, you have an occupation that you're seeking. R, we're going to ask him about his recreation. Where does he vacation? What does he play any sports? What does he like to do for fun? And then M, miscellaneous things of interest. Do you have any miscellaneous things of interest to you? News? Weather, that's a big one. Did we get enough rain? Those are, again, you guys, just breaking down good form. There's plenty, you have plenty of material to work with if you remember the acronym FORM, F-O-R-M-E. So let's try it out. Scott,
Yes, Jim.
how's your family?
Doing quite well.
They're doing quite well.
How's yours doing?
They're doing great. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
No, I don't remember, Scott. Are you married?
Oh, yes.
You're married? And
It's been, goodness, 43 years.
43 years. Wow. And how, do you have any children? Did you have any children?
Two grown boys,
2 grown boys?
37 and 33.
They made it, huh? They st-
And one still lives with me, so I'm not sure if you made it or not.
Okay. Okay. So again, Scott, married 43 years. That's a huge accomplishment. That's wonderful. And two.
That I survived is an accomplishment.
Yeah. Wow.
Or my wife survived, I guess. It's a really.
He's got two grown boys. All right.
4 grandchildren.
And 4 grandchildren. Wow. That's awesome. And notice, usually what happens here is there's going to be a snowball. He's going to start asking me about my family. And I say, so Scott, I recognize you work for Geiger. Tell me about Geiger.
Well, Geiger is one of the largest promotional product distributors in the nation, and I'm an independent sales rep with them.
Wow. What's a promotional product?
Well, anything you see your company name on, whether it's mugs, hats, shirts, things of that nature, to help promote your business.
Wow, that's good to know. You see how this is going to work? It's going to go back and forth. We're just going to continue on. And if I feel the need to, talk to him about where he goes on vacation, there's just plenty of material for you to start a conversation with and maintain good form. So, Scott, thank you.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Scott. So now you have good form. Now, I encourage you, I like to say, this says, hold your judgment beyond 7 seconds. I don't know about you, but I've been in situations and I've met certain people, I kind of know instantly, man, this isn't going to work. Has that ever happened to anyone here? Thank you for being honest. Because remember, I go back to the first point. Your body language says a lot. You can tell there's energy about you, and there's energy about other people that you can sense almost instantly. And I caution you because it's not always right. What's that old saying? Don't judge a book by the cover. That applies here too. If you can take your genuine curiosity from 7 seconds to 7 minutes, you're going to be in really good shape. I like to tell my sales team, master the 7-minute conversation. If you can master the 7-minute conversation, whether you're on the phone with a client, whether in a networking environment like this, you're golden. It's the perfect amount of time to get all the information that you need to decide if you can help this person or if you can't, or learn more about them in the process. So remember, 7 minutes would be your goal. Don't feel like you've got to go there, but I say 7 minutes as more of a limit. If you spend 30 minutes or an hour at this particular networking event or at a birthday party with one person, you've missed a lot of intersections. So keep that in mind as you're at your next networking function, event. And you don't need a stopwatch. But when your wife starts looking at you like, huh? Get up. Move around. Talk to someone else. That's a good sign that, you know what, maybe I've stayed a little too long with one person. So after moving through curiosity, we get to qualify. The qualify is the strong purpose. Now, we're not going to go right from, not everybody is going to qualify for this step. All right? After you've been genuinely curious, which from where's our marketing students? Brennan, right? Yes. In marketing, in my marketing class, that's your demographics. You are gathering demographics. This is information that you can use later against them. All right? If after you've gathered your demographic information, you have a choice to qualify them. And what the qualifying is, this is the meat and potatoes. This is the real juice in your networking, in your experience. Because you are going to be, at this point, you're willing to reveal something substantial about yourself. You're willing to say, maybe, hey, what I'm looking to get out of this event, or you know what I'm really struggling with right now? Or you know, where I'm trying to go in my life, what my ambition is. When you are willing to share that information with somebody, you are now you've strongly qualified them. And that relationship is going to go to the next level. Again, I wouldn't go right there. Don't go to like, wow, I got this really problem with my wife, and you just met him like 7 minutes ago. Oh my gosh. That's not a good idea either. But when you can get to that point where you're willing to share something of substance, of value, you will be surprised. You will be extremely happy with what transpires. So the statement here with qualify is, your purpose will generate some reflections. Here's the neat thing. When you share something of quality, when you share something of purpose and of meaning and of substance with somebody, most quality people are going to be reflective. They are going to share and mirror something about their experience with that. And then, wow, you really start getting into a really high quality conversation with that person. And Scott already demonstrated that in our little exchange here. He was already asking me. I asked him something, he asked me back. And there's a good gauge. If the person doesn't respond to what you've put out there, in a more qualifying statement, you might want to back off. Maybe you've gone too far, too fast. But keep that in mind to qualify. The next stop on our journey, I call it our helping hands. We're here to help. Because they may have shared with you some genuine concern that they have. They've got a need, and you just may be able to help them. Now, this can happen in a couple of different ways. They might just be looking for a person that does exactly what you do. CJ, I might need a car today. I know I'm going to talk to him. I got to introduce you to CJ. Because he sells cars. All right. But that doesn't usually happen on the first time you meet someone. But what does happen is you say, oh, you're in the market for a new car. I have got a buddy that sells cars. What kind are you looking for? You can start going through that. And then from there, it's like, you know what? Let me get back to you. Why don't we exchange some information, and I'll get back to you. I'll get you his information. Oh, that would be great. That would be wonderful. So we're really at that stage of help. Let's see. Offer clues, but don't make your full presentation. Because if I'm CJ and he tells me I need a new car, and I find out he needs a new car, oh boy, this could be a long conversation, right? We're going to might violate the 7-minute rule here on this. The master of face-to-face business networking is not going to give the full presentation right there. Hey, you got to come stop by our showroom. Hey, let me give you my card, and let's make an appointment to talk more about really what you need and what we offer, how we can help you. Because at this point, you haven't done, in the marketing world, you haven't done the full needs analysis, right? And we're not going to go through the full needs analysis with them at the birthday party. Right? We're not going to go through the whole needs analysis of all the promotional products help that they need at the community fair. Okay? The master is going to recognize you have an opportunity to help. You're going to offer it to them. Offering them a clue. If they bite on it, again, this is only one exchange we're going through right now. It may take multiple exchanges, for every person has their own degree of what they need to establish trust and credibility in another person. It's an opportunity. They might be ready to go right now. They might not. But the important thing is that we offered them a clue. We said we may be able to help you. If they exchange information, well, that's even a better plus. Great. When you call them and they answer, that's even better. There's little other steps along this process of actually ultimately helping that person. But I want to also remind you guys, the goal is not to collect as many business cards as you can. I have to introduce to you an old technology. It is the business card. You see this? Let me take that for me. I want you to take that for me. Show your friends. Tell your friends about me. And I'm going to show you why this is such a brilliant technology. Do you want to hear why this is such a brilliant technology first, or do you want to hear a joke? Joke? Okay, good. All right, I learned this one yesterday. So, a baby boomer, which means an older person, sorry, goes over to his millennial's house and says, "Can I borrow your newspaper?" The millennial says, "Come on, we don't use newspapers anymore," and hands him an iPad. That fly never knew what hit him. Okay. Some people got it. All right. It was an attempt. It was an attempt to bring levity to our situation, right? So, this is our old technology. Why do you need a business card? I'm on Facebook, dude. I'm on LinkedIn. Can't you just text me? Right? I mean, seriously, why would I waste time? I'm environmentally conscious. I'm not going to print my name on a business card. That would be a waste of time, right? No, I'm here to tell you this is the most brilliant technology that I've experienced in business and face-to-face networking. Because I went to 20 trade shows this year. And they have these really fancy technology where I can take my smartphone and I can scan their badge and get all their information down. You know how many those people I call? 0. Yeah, it's really fabulous. It has no value. But technology is really important. And it has its purpose, because all those people get bombarded with email blasts. Maybe I'll catch them somewhere. It's important, but it's not as important, it's not as valuable as the business card. So, the business card, I'm going to teach you how to use the business card. Anyone that I really recommend you get a business card that's not glossy, okay? Because what you're doing is you're messing with the technology, all right? Also, get a business card that's only printed on one side. Don't print both sides, okay? Because again, you're messing with the technology, all right? Here's what you want to do. You got the business card with your information on this side. And on this side is your notepad, dude. It's your iPad right here. This is so cool. Because then you write, so you were curious, you got their business card, you were curious, you're not sure if you can help them or not, but they said something really funny, or you're oh yeah, they were telling me about this. I thought that was really cool. Well, you write it down. Stick it in your pocket. So but this is important, like don't let your mom do your wash, because you want to get it, you'll pull it out, and these business cards will be all over your room or your desk or wherever. So it's kind of messy, but it's really helpful because you're going to be like, oh yeah, I got to call that guy. It's like that visual reminder. Now I got a to-do. I've got a visual to-do right here. And it's going to help me, and it's going to jar my memory because it's so cool. Like, again, I'm going to teach you guys another really old technology. What do you think would be better if after I met someone for the first time, would it be better if I just, I took their business card, I made a little note, and I sent them an email? Or if I just maybe, I sent them a letter? What would be better? What do you think? The letter? You guys think letter? All right, so if you guys really believe that, how many of you guys write letters? Show of hands. Wow. A couple of you baby boomers. Good job. All right. Who writes a letter anymore? So, send an email or a text. Here's why the letter is better. The letter is even more better, if that's a word I can use. It's even better if you handwrite it. You handwrite the letter. Have you guys, who's in here has received a handwritten letter? Wow, quite a few of you. How'd you feel when you received a handwritten letter? Any good feelings? Any bad feelings? Like, wow, sloppy handwriting. What's that? Special. You feel special. Primarily because think of the amount of time it takes somebody to write a handwritten letter versus sending an email. I even felt really special because Charlie Dent, who's a U.S. congressman, right? He's going to be here today at 12:30. But when I visited him in Washington, D.C., he wrote me a letter. And you know what? His letter was typed. And I know he didn't type it. But what I do know, you know what he did do was really cool? The letter said, Dear Mr. Sochi. He crossed off with his blue pen, Mr., and wrote Jim. And then you know what he did? Is he wrote a little P.S., hey, it was good seeing you. Let me know the next time you're going to do a factory tour or I can come by. That was 2 years ago. So I think this is he's a pretty substantial and successful, person in our community. He still writes letters. He doesn't have to write them himself, I guess, but he proofreads them. He sure proofreads them and puts his mark on them. That's cool. I also have gotten letters from the president of PPAI, Promotional Products Association International. He writes me letters every now and again, too, thanking me for volunteering and stuff like that. That is an incredible experience. The number of handwritten or personal letters that you get in the mail are very few today. And there's a lot of people, and there's been studies on this, people feel really good when they go to that mailbox and it's not just a bunch of advertisements and bills, right? There's actually a letter from somebody. Like, whoa. There's feelings going through your body of excitement. Oh, I wonder what they sent me. Oh, that's cool. An email doesn't, I don't know about you, but emails don't get me excited anymore. I'm like, delete. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, I'm stressed out. So remember our old technology, business card, you want to write some notes about your conversations, notes about any promises that you've made, things that are relevant, because you can come back to these notes. And if you say, sometimes when you meet someone, you're like, okay, I don't really think I can help them, but I really like them. But I really think, boy, this is someone that I'd like to, work with in the future. Maybe I'd like to work for them someday. Maybe I think there's a lot I could learn from them. Whatever that may be, take that time once you pull this out of your pocket with the notes on it to write the handwritten letter. It's going to say a lot about you. And again, I'm not discounting. Hey, link up with them on Facebook or social media or like their Facebook page. For those of you, we have a little, please do. No, just a self-promo in there. That's the idea. Like, please do that. Those things, I'm not discounting, the value of doing that, but go the extra mile with a handwritten note and letter. So that's where we'll, we've got a question.
Can I expand on that a little bit?
Please, yes, this is interactive, experiential. Come on up here, Mike. Speak into the mic. Mike.
I didn't want to come up here and
Well, now you
I'm
have
here,
to.
Okay. I'm a former graphic arts teacher. All right, printing. I own my own museum in Lancaster. It's a 1920s print shop. The newest press we have is 1909. The oldest press we have is 1750. But I'm also an independent contractor for Geiger. If a customer spends X number of dollars with me a year, I will write a thank you note at the end of the year. But on the back, I'll put my business card in there too for the print shop. But also on the back it has that this has been printed on a 1909 Chandler Price Platen press at the Heritage Press Museum by me. I do not get an email. I get a phone call. Did you really do this? And then they want to talk to me about it or visit me, but then that's another opportunity to go see them. I just thought I'd say that.
I love it. Thanks,
Okay,
Mike.
you bet.
I love that story because you got a customer to call you. That's incredible. And it wasn't the customer calling you because they were angry. It wasn't the call to say, "Oh, I got a homework assignment for you. Like, I need a price on this, and this," right? No, it was a genuine call. Like there was a relationship. There was a step taken in a relationship there. So that's awesome. I love that story. So we're gonna have to wind up our journey because I guess you guys are getting hungry and tired. So we're gonna go with our last stop is delivery. Delivery with a smile, right? We've got to deliver. If we don't, let's say all trust is lost if you don't follow up on conversations or promises made. That's what this whole thing was about. You have an opportunity to be in front of someone. There isn't anything more valuable, I think, than your time. For me to get your time right now, I mean, it's a limited commodity. And we've gotten someone's attention for a period of time. Maybe it was 7 minutes, maybe it was a whole hour. But you got their time. Now, you've got some information, you got some basic demographic information, you know what they like, maybe you know what they don't like. Maybe you've gotten some information about where they're looking to go in the future, or maybe some problems that they have in their lives. Maybe you've got answers, maybe you can help, maybe you can't. Maybe you just want to be there because you're like, that's a good person. I need more good people in my life. I'm gonna send that person a note. That is power. Don't lose that opportunity to build your network, to work your network. Again, this is stuff from the very beginning, changing your life, taking it to the next level. What I've shared with you today is really going to help you take your life to the next level, whether it be in your business, whether it be in your college classes or your high school classes, your friendships, your sports teams, your coaches, your teachers. Man, send your teacher a handwritten note, man. See what happens. I bet you get a better grade. Just saying. I'm just saying there's something special. Yeah, just make sure you proofread it. So, again, trust is going to be lost, credibility, and that's what is so valuable about the face-to-face interaction, is because there are so many micro expressions that are happening when you're in front of somebody and you're looking in their eyes and they're speaking to you, their tone of voice. There's so many little impressions that are being made, conscious, subconscious. Remember that. Bring your A game. Dynamic reading, right? Be genuinely curious. What's the next one? Be strong. Tell them your purpose. Qualify them. Helping hands. You can help them. And whatever you do, deliver at the end, deliver with a smile. Because that delivery step is not happening, obviously, in front of them. That's happening when you go home or when you step away from them. If you can do all those things, you're going to take your career, your relationships to the next level. You will be a master of business networking, and it won't take you 10,000 hours to do it. So have some fun today. I said here, these are just some good suggestions for you all. You're like, okay, maybe I can remember to have good form, and I can ask those questions and things like that. But these tips are like surefire ways, because everything I'm going to tell, like, become a volunteer. Get a volunteer role on your club or in a team. Because volunteer roles, like if you're like, say, the treasurer, secretary, president, whatever, you automatically have trust and credibility by all new members. Just think about that. This face-to-face, this was all about building trust and credibility. If you're not involved, get involved. Get involved in the local clubs and teams and things of that nature. You will have extreme opportunities to make some great intersections with people, because people will come to you with a need and say, hey, can you help me with this? Yeah, sure, I can help you with that. Awesome. People love to be helped. Next. Be a newspaper reporter, right? Again, each of us has different personality traits and strengths and things like that. Sometimes we have to think about certain environments that we go into, and we have to play a different role to be successful. It's not us normally. I'm not telling you to change who you are, but you may want to try playing a different role today or in that next exchange. Be a newspaper reporter giving an interview. That's the role. That's a great role to play as you prepare for that next event. What was the next thing? Pretend you're the host of the event you're at. Boy, that's a good one. Introducing yourself to everybody. Sure, glad you're here. Again, I told my team, you guys are the hosts today. Act like you own the place. No, really. This is your home. Welcome to my home. This is you making other people feel welcome in a strange environment. I don't know about you, but if I can be completely transparent, I don't really enjoy going into crowded rooms of people I don't know. And neither do they. So you're all in the same place. So just smile, make everybody feel happy, show them where the coffee is, show them where the bathrooms are. You'll be surprised where it might lead you. And then I say, act like it's the first day of kindergarten, baby. There you go. But there's no fear. Well, there was a little crying maybe, but hey, man, you're in kindergarten. Just explore, have fun. If we can do those things today, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. Have some fun. I thank you all for coming to this session.